Good morning or good afternoon from wherever you are watching us from. Welcome to another segment of our conversation. We agreed that we are walking a journey together to understand men and their world. And today again, we are hosted by Canaan Resort, Mudatari. They have amazing facilities. As you can see, we are in quite a conducive garden that you can use for your parties, you can use for graduation parties, birthday parties. The place is also very conducive for you to host a party for your kids. They also have a swimming pool. They have a place whereby you can bring your family in a Sunday afternoon. Some can swim, children can use the play center, and you can also have yourself a set of a place that you can have a conversation. You could be in Embu Town, you're looking for a place to have accommodation, to be accommodated. Maybe you are late or you have also a wedding. You're looking for a place the bride can be taken from. They have amazing accommodation. With time, we will be able to share with you the facilities. But for today, we go back to our show. We appreciate so much Canaan Resort for allowing us to come back here. We don't take it for granted. So for today, we have our bishop together with us. He has become a friend for so many years, and he has also become our friends in this show. We still majoring on our brothers, on our husbands, on our fathers, on our sons. This show is about men, celebrating them that are making milestone in their lives, discussing the challenges that they go through, helping us as women to understand the men's world. So today, we are going to have a discussion about men and depression. And with us again, it's our very own Mr. Director. He's going to introduce himself. We have seen him in another segment that we had. He is going to introduce himself, and then he's going to help us to understand why our men, so many of them, landing themselves into depression. And some of it is even making them lose their life. Some of it is making wives lose their husbands. Mothers are crying because of their sons. Children have been left fatherless because of depression, because it's leading some of them even to committing suicide, which is not quite a very good thing. So with us, help me to welcome Director Mukundi once again. It's good to have you back.
Asante sana.
Welcome.
Nashukuru.
Karibu sana.
Yeah, to our viewers, thank you so much because of making this program your program.
Yes.
And thank you also because of learning from us. We
Yes.
try our level best to see that you learn from us.
Yes.
And therefore, thank you so much because of joining us. And keep on subscribing.
Yes.
So that at least we are able also to help as many people as possible. My name is John Mukundi, and I appreciate God because of the grace to become a bishop of Brinas Church. And therefore I am the founder and the bishop of Brinas Church. And on top of that, I do business in Achievers College. It is the most known. And also in a fleet of other schools, primary schools. That is the Royal Fanaka Academy, amongst other businesses, and I thank God because of that.
Amen.
So you are free to also join us in one of the centers. And we'll be grateful if you can do that for us. Yes.
It is, I'm a witness. He has been doing an amazing job in Embu County. The Achievers College has brought about so many professionals in accounting area, and we thank God for you, because one day we are going to host you to tell us about how to start up a business, because we hear history says that I started that college with only 8,000. And I ask myself, what can do with, how do you start a college with 8,000? And if you have 8,000, I have 8,000. My friends, what can you do with it right now? He will come on board one day to tell us how to go about it.
Provided you also check the exchange rate then
and
now.
By the way, because please, just for a short minute, when was that?
That was way back in the year 2005.
2005?
Yes.
That was a lot of money. A lot of money. You know, if that was 8,000, then I normally, people really think it's a joke when I tell them. I thank God for my life. Around 2009 to 2010, I started the first job I was ever employed was a house girl. And I was being paid 3,000.
Wow, it was a lot of money.
3,000 was a lot, right?
Considering you are not buying soap, you're not paying house rent, you
food taken care of.
All that you have is profit.
Yeah, by the way, it is true. So, if in 2005 it was 8,000 that started, that was a lot of money.
Yes.
But we are blessed to have you on board.
Thank you.
God bless you and may He expand your territories.
Amen.
We're hoping that with time we get to learn to understand what else that you do. And we are so much humbled to have you on board.
Asante.
We appreciate you so much.
Yes.
So today we discuss about our men again. The last time you helped us in understanding the role of a man. And I think the reason as to why our men are depressed, either they are confused about their roles, or they have taken so much that they can handle, or they feel they are not up to the task. We don't understand.
Yeah. Let me begin by saying there is something that is called stress.
Yeah.
And it all begins there. You hear somebody saying that they are stressed. But unfortunately, those people who say they are stressed, many of them are never stressed.
The ones that are stressed, they don't say
it. And I have seen that one happening.
Yeah.
That many people actually are stressed.
Yeah.
Then from there, okay, it begins with suppression. It begins with being suppressed. So you realize that like you may not be having money.
Yeah.
You are having some financial distress.
Yeah.
So when you do not have money, you are suppressed. You feel like something is a heavy burden is on your shoulders.
Yeah.
From there, then you become stressed.
Okay.
From there, you become oppressed.
Suppressed, stressed, oppressed. Okay.
And then from there, you become depressed.
Okay.
And then from there, you become possessed.
Wow. Okay. So many stressed.
No, I am not speaking like a psychologist, so I'm not saying these are the correct stages.
Yeah.
I'm just speaking like a layman.
Yeah.
So people should not say that this is a researched thing. But that is how I find people actually doing. Sometimes they are oppressed because of a certain issue. You realize what you expected is not what is happening. Then all of a sudden you stress yourself. Your mind becomes disturbed to a certain degree. And then when your mind becomes stressed to a certain degree, what happens is that now that thing preoccupies you, and therefore you become always oppressed. Then from there, then you lose your thing. And that is when we talk about depression. And therefore you start taking antidepressants. And from there you get possessed. If you cannot control it, then your mind, you go nuts.
Does that mean we can also say that it is stress can come out of can be brought about by unmet expectations?
So
from within or even from without?
The main causes of stress, the main causes of stress and those depressions, number one, it is the unmet expectations, as you are saying. Many people have a lot of expectations.
True.
Like during the New Year Eve. You realize there are so many people who write resolutions.
Oh yes, for 2020.
And I saw another WhatsApp video where somebody had written that my resolutions for this year is to buy a car. he decided to change it to a carpet. That one, you just add PET to the car.
Yeah.
And it is simply, that one is one therapy in which you can assist yourself.
You can take it up.
You tell yourself that, you know, whatever I intended to do, I have been able to do it.
Yeah, yes.
And also saying that I will start a business. So he changed the one to start, he cancelled, and he wrote mind your own business.
And that means he was, the whole of that year, he was minding his own business.
He was minding
so he achieved his expectation.
So he was able to achieve his expectation.
Yeah.
So sometimes you realize that when you do not meet your expectation, then outrightly you have a lot of stress. And expectations that I realize people have various expectations.
Sure.
And the greatest ones, I will just classify them into around 5.
Yeah, okay.
The first one is family expectation. You know, when you marry, you expect the husband will be behaving like that. You know, you have seen a soap opera.
Yes.
And that soap opera shows you that this from Brazil and Mexico. You realize the way the husbands are behaving, the way women are behaving, and you think, now
that is the real life.
That is the real life.
So my husband, if I get married, I have an
like
expectation. That. You just have to follow this route.
Yes, every time she comes home, she hugs you. She asks
flowers.
You how was your day, flowers.
Yes.
You realize one day he is not even coming home.
That was not part of the what I saw.
So that expectation goes.
Yeah.
You know, you think that. So the second thing, second expectation that I usually find people having is the issue about finances. You realize that because they have the expectations of finances, like somebody may want to begin a business, and that business doesn't pick up the way they intended to have. They will have some stress. Could be they had taken a loan.
Wow.
And that loan, they have no way to pay it. And because the business has gone under. And therefore that one can be a source of also stress. But also, there is the third particular stressor, which could be something like faith. I have realized that so many people, when it comes to matters of faith, they have issues.
And I think some of us even don't understand what is expected of us, or as we grow, we tend to get confused the more, because maybe some of us have not decided this is where I want to sit under, and I want to be my faith to be nurtured here. So as things are coming, you understand, like, I don't know even what I believe in anymore. Whatever I was told, the way I was even told about God, is not coming out so clearly. So some people even would be brought up in a very stable Christian families, but at some point they'll tell you, I don't even see the need of going to the church.
Because the problem is, I think we haven't been able to understand the laws of faith.
Okay.
There are some laws that operate in faith. And those laws, I think so many people don't take enough time to stand them. So they could be think God is a scam. They think he is a liar. They think he cannot do what they have been promised that he will do. They think the Bible is a foreign thing that has come with to colonize us again. Because those are some of the things I have seen in social media. And those things and those confusions have become something else. But also the other thing that I have realized is that future. People think about future, and it can be so stressing.
Someone said that when you think about future so much, it robs you the joy of enjoying your today. The same case when you think about how my yesterday went, there is nothing I can do about it.
You can do about it.
So you're saying that one of the reasons as to why our men are depressed is because you care so much, you're so much worried about your tomorrow, the future itself.
Yes.
Wow.
Because men are generally ambitious.
Yeah. You see 3 years when a woman is just seeing today.
Yes.
You can even not eat because you are like your
The
business could
children
be
are
doing
going to
well.
school.
Yeah.
You know, they have done the grade 6.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they are going
The
to
new
JSS.
system.
Where do they go to school?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have fees?
And
what is expected of us? All those things, they are real things that would cause that.
So does that mean that our men should stop thinking about the future? I don't think naturally they can.
It is practically impossible. But the Bible is clear. It says you should not worry about tomorrow. Because each day has its own trouble.
Enough.
Trouble.
By the Bible says each day carries its own trouble.
Yes.
Enough trouble for the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things I think we shouldn't be worrying about when it comes to the issues of men.
Yeah.
And I must say, I have told you one of the reasons why men are stressed is because of those expectations. They expect too much about future. They expect too much about family. They expect too much about finances. And all those things, they have become a problem for them. So one of the things is unmet expectations.
Yeah.
But the second thing that I have realized, it is somewhat a cause of depression. It is actually what is happening around, the environment around. Now, I have seen people who are unable to cope with the environment. Environment will involve several things. Number one, environment will involve politics. And therefore you realize there are some men are generally politicians.
By the way.
They will have some depression just because a person they never expected will become the
did not
become president.
Yeah.
That one is something that I have seen in men.
Yesterday, yes. I think when I was coming to Nairobi, there was a lot of traffic. I decided to alight the mat and take a motorbike. But now, someone made a very funny comment. It was just around the globe. So I picked a motorbike. I needed it to take me to the tea room so that I can travel. But now the motorbike guy, just next, there was a muhindi that was carried by another motorbike. And the motorbike guy wanted a kind of to overtake the car. But the one that was carrying me told the other one, please be very careful. Chunga sana, tunataka zote tufike 2027. Ndio tubadilishe hii serikali. I looked, it got me thinking. I'm like, yani politics when it comes to men, even the little thing in the small thing, you carry politics. You associate. So unasikia naambia usigongeshe muindi.
It is an environment. It is something that men really think about a lot. And it can really stress them.
And they cannot do away with it. They cannot assume whether whoever is in power and what. As far as I'm alive, it's a must.
Haven't you seen men committing suicide?
Whoa,
just because the person they hand supported is not the one we have.
Wow.
So politics is one environment.
And do you think it's necessary? Maybe. I'm sorry to ask that. Because we want to understand.
Because it is about leadership.
But why worry about things that you cannot change? You played your part.
That is now the problem. That is what is causing.
You have already played your part. You went, voted.
Yes.
They did not. Maybe it's the failure on their end. Why are you allowing it to become so much into you that it is robbing you of your joy? Unafika kwa nyumba uoni kama kwanza hiyo time ya the announcement ya politics results. I can imagine if at all
people don't sleep. People don't sleep. Like I remember there was a time I never slept for 2 days.
So you also okay, sawa. Politics.
I'm also a man. And it really stresses.
Yeah.
But you also realize there is another environment that stresses men, and it is the economy. You realize the burden of man over the family is too much.
The provision part of it is
the provision part of it. Man is meant to take care of the family. He is supposed to pay the fees. The woman, the wife goes to the salon. He is supposed to take care of that. The shoes, they want to go to a friend's wedding. He is to provide fare. And you see all those things, especially with this economy, they become a hand thing. And therefore a man feels not okay. Like when I was just coming here, I was told, you know, you do not have gas. I remember I do not have a single coin in the pocket.
But gas is needed.
Gas is needed. So what am I supposed to do? Go to Hustler. And you are unable to pay, you are blacklisted. You go to CRB, nobody else again takes is worried about you. That economic part of a man is also a big stressor. Because again, there is a kind of tendency in women. They say your money is our money.
My money
is money. Is your money.
Yes, my money is my money. You are the man. You are the provider. You are a man, I'm a woman now.
That is now again one main cause of depression. Reason is because they think economically, you know, if I am unable to handle it, then I am a failure.
And I need to compare my husband's way of doing things and provision with my friends.
Yes.
I have a friend that we were discussing about money matters.
Yes.
And he said something that caught my attention. He told me, Terry, this is the major problem that we have. We get married, but our money don't get married. We get married,
but our
money
never.
And I asked him a question. Let us talk these things the truth. When I think for me, it all depends with what are the foundations that we laid from the beginning, way before we even got married. Because if at all I cannot understand your financial situation when we are dating, and I cannot help you out, what makes you think that I can help you out when we are in marriage? I'm sorry, but it is just black and white. You can either depend on me, you know, we are told of stories of men. I know there are women that are doing a great job. You can even, like, we want to go out on a date, but my man has been financing my date all this while. I'm employed, like I am. Then can't we treat him? You can't treat him like in a way that now uliambiwa hakuna gas, probably kuna tu 5,000 mahali na ninajua kumekauka tu, so does it mean siezi, you know,
chip in?
Yes. So what do we do for our money to get? What do you suggest? Because I remember back in the days when you used to come in the church when I was young, you'd be called so many times to discuss money matters.
Yes.
So how does money get married?
You know, Bishop, that is my profession.
Yes, please help us, because
the moment people realize that money is not money, money is papers.
Money is not money. What does that mean?
That is the time they will stop holding too much money into them. Money is actually not money. Okay. I want to ask you a question.
Yes, please.
Who is a millionaire?
Someone with a lot of money, someone that has mastered the art of
somebody with a million in the bank.
Yes.
Is a millionaire.
And having several channels of income. They don't.
Now, if you are a millionaire in Kenya, you go with a million, 150, 1 million, 1.5 million in US. Will you be a millionaire?
No, far from it. You can't.
So it simply means money is not money. Money is simply papers. It is called legal tender. It's only that people think about it a lot. But in actual sense, being a millionaire or being a person with money is the capability to make a million. When you have that capability to make a million, that is when you become a millionaire. So even if you are a wife and you have money, so long as you can make that money again, you will not have a problem with getting your money married. Okay. Because you know it will definitely come back. That is the moment of truth. And so many people need to understand that.
Wow, because I'm looking at a situation whereby we have marriages that have stopped functioning
because of
money. When we were getting married, I was shown this kind of life. This is the level, and I'm not willing to compromise. And I'm sorry I'll say this as a woman, someone might wonder why I would say it, but I'm looking at a situation whereby I'm seeing men strain to maintain a certain social status that is leading you into debts. That you just want to keep up with either the demands, I'm sorry to call them demands, and the expectations of your wife or your family, but knowing very well that it is coming at the cost and you are not capable. Why take yourself through that hassle?
It is because women are powerful.
Okay.
They are very powerful
because remember from the beginning we gave you a fruit that you did not realize it existed.
You are
but you
very
need to know
powerful.
how to manage that power. We might be powerful, but you people have an authority.
But our ego has been brought down. When there is no ego, there is no authority.
That is true.
Yes. That is why women are just taking us, tossing us right, left, and center. Reason is because we have no ego. We have been taken into those debts that you are talking about until we are too much depressed. So even those debts and those expectations of our ladies, those demands from our ladies, they are also economic problems that are causing us and subjecting men
or
into
adding
depression.
Into that, we have men that have decided that their job is just betting. Bishop, you cannot sit down. The little money that you have with our economy, all you want to do is bet it because you want...
looking for opportunities.
You spending the little you have that you could be investing somewhere else, maybe opening like a small business.
We are trying our luck. We are seeing now, we are unable to fulfill the demands that you're calling demands, so we want to do it very fast.
You heard me talking about the boy child not forgetting himself because we need him to up his game.
Yes.
By the grace of God, I'm a HR by profession.
Yes.
And I'll tell you for sure, from wherever I work, I've given men opportunities, and I know you are an employer, you bear me witness. You'll find out that if today you give a woman an opportunity to give them a job, they will work very hard and maintain that job at all costs. It doesn't matter how much you're paying. But when it comes to men, you're vouching for them, but some of them watakuacha kwa mata. Actually, they will not even tell you, I'm gone. I've gotten opportunities for young men, and they just quit and they go. Later on, maybe the person you had gotten the opportunity from, they will be like, hey, your guy is not showing up. You're like, so when you tell us about being intimidated by the woman and the power and the demands and the expectations, I also feel like our men needs to go back to the drawing board naturally for them to understand, I'm a man, I was born a man, I don't have an excuse for not providing, but I can provide as much as I can within my capabilities. Not trying to prove a point.
You know, the kind of ladies that we are raising right now, they may end up leaving you, and you do not want that. So men are subjected into that, and that is why we are talking about this depression issue.
Sure.
Reason is because that particular man, you are getting me into that environment which is social.
Okay.
So we are actually, by society, we are actually expectant that I should not divorce you. But you are threatening me, you shall go
divorce and
and
separation.
separate.
Divorce and separation is a topic that I would want us to address because you are a bishop, you are a marriage counselor.
Yes.
We want to talk about it as it is because
Yes.
we don't want to lose men and women in the name of marriages.
Yes.
Because men are at a place whereby I'm brought up in a Christian family. Kwetu people don't separate. I have this position in Reina's church, and Bishop will send me away if my marriage breaks.
Yes.
So please, I will continue to stay here, trust in God, being done all sorts of things. The same case with women.
Depressed.
Wow.
You sit there and depressed.
Depressed and sad and lonely. You are in marriage, but you are alone in one. Yes. I think there is something we're supposed to create something like that. You're in marriage, but you are alone.
Yes. So it is. The society is expecting a lot. The church is expecting a lot.
Yeah.
The society is expecting a lot. Like I remember there is one gentleman who I was talking to this week. The sisters were actually after taking all his property. Why? Because the man looks irresponsible. The wife went. They separated. He has 2 boys. He has engaged himself into drugs. Reason is because he has been, the wife now left. He is a learned guy from Egerton. But you see, he is doing nothing. He has big tract of land. He is doing nothing. He is not providing for his son's fees. Just because of those expectations that were not met. And therefore he got into a level of depression. He got to a level of stress, and the men say, let me finish up this stress by taking one for the road.
You know, talking about that, that makes me sad because we have seen men that are really dragging. My heart bleeds because maybe I'm a victim of the same. We have parents that are right now taking medication, diabetes, blood pressure, not because they were sick, but because of the sons they gave birth to.
Correct.
You are a witness.
Correct.
We are burying parents way before their time because they don't sleep. My son, my son, my son.
Correct.
Too bad that marriages have become the reason as to why mothers are weeping for their sons.
It is a problem. It is a problem.
But I will ask a question, Bishop. What was the foundation that you had laid before you got yourself into marriage that once it doesn't work, you can't fall back to? Because I think our young people need to be taught. There is so much into marriage. You don't get married to have someone. I'm sorry to say this, but you don't get married for someone because of the small benefit that comes into marriage. That is maybe you are cooked for, the clothes are always washed, and the other benefit that we all know that comes with marriage. But people should understand that marriage is spiritual, marriage is deep. And we can fail for the first time. But that failure in one area of your life should not make the other areas of your life dormant.
Correct.
But that is what is happening. So, where do we
Because it is a matter of the heart. When your heart is touched, there is nothing else that can work.
But I found you living without I touched it.
If you touched it, you touched it.
And I cannot untouch it.
You cannot untouch it.
But if I touched it, maybe I touched it in the wrong way. There must be another God-given structured woman somewhere that should find the you that has learned a lesson. And she can even touch it better than I did.
It is very, very difficult for people to shift matters of love. It is one of the most difficult parts.
Okay.
If I love you, it is very difficult for me to shift that to Terry B.
Okay. That's true. There will never be another Terry. It's either Terry or Terry.
It's either Terry or Terry.
Yes. With because my goodness or my badness.
Yes.
That is true.
That is why many people don't know how to get back on track. Every time they are injured in relationships.
Because honestly, Bishop, if you look at our society, so many men got married.
Yes.
Marriage went.
Yes.
Marriage went in with them. It went going.
It went and them. It went under, and they went under. Like the case I am telling you.
So what do we do? Because what happens at the end of the day, it is gone. It is gone. You need to call yourself. Unaona ile kunajiita kamkutano. Unasema imeenda.
Sasa the best way, what I think is the solution to this matter.
Yeah.
I think the solution to this matter is that people should definitely take their time before they marry. Just to take time.
I agree with
Stand somebody. You know, right now people are marrying because of various things. They are marrying because somebody is educated. They are marrying because somebody looks beautiful and brown. They are marrying because people they are married.
Yeah.
But those are not the factors. There is one lady who I found in Nairobi.
Yeah.
And she told me she has come out of another to visit another lady.
Yeah.
Because the lady is actually depressed. And she told me, I'm wondering why even that lady is depressed. Because they have several Mercedes Benzes, they have Prados, they have big houses in Karen, they are staying in their own big compound, 1 acre. And you see she is depressed. And she was coming out to, and when the lady was escorting her, she said, I won't even climb those Mercedes or anything. Let us ask for a motorbike. Imagine, you have all the money.
Truth is, marriage is not all about
money,
right?
It is not all about money. And that is why people need to look at the inherent characteristics in the wife, in the husband that you want to take. You ask yourself, do you want to see a honest man? Test for honesty. Do you want to see a faithful man? Test for faithfulness. Do you want to see a responsible man? Test for responsibility. You do not test for money. Money comes, money goes. You can marry somebody who is moneyed today.
And, well, tomorrow.
Tomorrow is another problem.
You see, I've been listening to Miles Monroe teaching about marriage over and over again.
Yes.
And Miles Monroe says, there is no wife in that woman that you want to marry.
Yes. You make
there
a wife.
Is no
there
husband,
is no husband
in that man you are seeing.
They are all men.
Hakuna hata kidogo.
Watu weko soko.
Ni wewe uende utengeneze bibi yako out of the lady.
Yes, you
but our
fine
generation,
tune.
we want ready-made, tailor-made, if I can use the word.
It can't happen. It won't happen. Not in this generation.
So what do we do?
You come up with that particular thing that you want, provided they have those characteristics that can't change. There are some characteristics that can change.
Yeah.
Like if you do not have an education, I can take you to school.
You take me to school and I will leave you. That has been the order of the day.
That has been the order of the
because
day.
I will sit
Causes of stress.
But I will say this from a spiritual point of view. You as a bishop, would you say that the church and the society has been or is preparing the young people for marriage?
The
church, the society, as a leader and as a bishop, would you say that we are ending into marriage knowing this is what marriage is?
I think we are not doing our best. We may be doing just a little. Because like in church when they want to marry, I do not begin with that Sunday school kid preparing her to become a wife, preparing him to become a husband. That is where it should begin.
Yeah.
So they usually come after they have known each other.
Yeah.
So within 2 weeks we have done counseling. They marry, and that is
and
it.
We are even rarely available for those counseling. Actually.
And people are not even available for
because
those
we don't see the need of it.
Correct.
We don't see the need of it, and the church is not insisting, because I think Apostle Kimani has been one person that has been taking people through marital classes for me, which I think if we subject our young people as now to that,
yes,
at some point I will change my mind,
yes,
because I will be like, if this is what marriage is about,
yes,
I think I'm not ready. I need to equip myself. But
yes,
again, there is a man that has been very vocal about marriage and relationship. That is Mr. Benjamin Zulu. If you followed the man, he is causing quite an impact in the young people's life. And he is saying, some of us are getting into marriage pre-25, and you think you can make a wife. You think you can make a husband.
yes,
You have not even lived your life
yes,
alone to be able to master
whether
who
you can
are,
make
what you are made of,
yes,
before you give yourself to another
person. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
Because truth remains, there are some disciplines in marriage that I don't need to have them because I'm in marriage. I need to have them as a single person.
As a single person.
But
you need to know you how to cook. You need to know that some of the things may not really work.
Yeah.
Even when you are alone, you need to realize that sometimes you do not have money to pay the bills. Those are some of the things that you can
when
learn.
you get married and your husband will tell you, by the way, I don't have money, or we have not been paid, you can understand it is true. Suddenly
because
can
you
delay.
underwent it alone.
Yes.
But the other cause of stress in men and depression in men, it is actually being overtaken when you are the firstborn. It affects the first.
Family demands. Hey, that one.
Yes.
That one should be a whole topic. Will you bring people? You decided you're not going to.
And the second born has married.
The demands.
The demand.
Family demands.
Yes. So you realize the second born is overtaken you economically.
That becomes.
It is a problem. So your mother is asking you, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Married before you. When will you bring people?
And that makes me to ask you a question. I think for the longest time we have been defining people's success with marriage.
Yes.
You can. It's weird. Okay. I don't know.
But one way in which you can define success, one parameter is marriage actually. Yes. Yeah. Behind every successful woman, there is a man, and there is a woman. But you see, the worst part of it is, Bishop, marriage takes two. It takes two to tango. You cannot, no matter how much willing you are, you can never work on a marriage alone. You might be willing even to die like Jesus died. Yes. But if the other party is not there, is it going to work? It might not work because two of us must make it work. That's why it's called marriage. And that the Bible says actually it's a union. Two shall become one. And again, the Bible says you can never go in the same way if you don't sit together and agree. Yes. That agreement comes together with our business is going down, financially we are not okay, we need to cut on some things. Costs. That means coming together, our business is down. Yes, our sons were in this school, but we cannot afford the fee. Instead of taking loans to continue maintaining a social status, you come together and agree. No, we cannot go to the village. Bishop, hey, that would be now the cause of not only depression, suicide. By the way, that reminds me, we have seen a lot of men committing suicide. Yes. I made a post in my Facebook page another day, and I said, I've been doing a lot of reading, and a certain research showed that a lot of women, compared the number of men and women that attempt, not go through, attempt suicide, women are very high. But seeing it through, women back out, but men finish. Because number one, women cannot do anything without approval. That is even when they want to invest, they will definitely ask, do you think this business can work? That is true. So, including suicide, when they want to do funny things. I think the word is we always have a backup plan in case. Yes. That is, they will always ask, they will always share, they will always say, I am feeling like this. just yesterday night,
Yeah.
there was a certain elderly woman that I went for a kesha somewhere, and she came to that kesha, and she told us that you know, I have heard the word, and you know, I was feeling like committing suicide.
Okay.
So I
Feeling like
won't commit suicide.
I've changed my mind.
I have changed my mind. You know, women can talk.
And men don't.
Men don't talk.
Men, if you have to talk, you have to talk about big things.
Yes.
Business ideas.
And
project.
if you do not have those business ideas, you have suicide
thoughts.
So you won't share them. You would rather die.
So do you think it's time that men start sharing? Men, it's time you start talking. Do you even have friends you talk about when things go bad? What do you people talk about?
The problem with men is that they talk about politics, they talk about football, they talk about women, they talk about money, and they do not talk about themselves.
Because most of the cases that you've had, someone has committed suicide. I remember there is a guy, I usually go for workouts in the gym, wherever I work, wherever I live. And a guy committed suicide, one of us. And we could not understand, because the workout, when you start working on your health fitness, it's a place whereby it needs your whole self. Huwezi beba chuma bishop ukiwa na stress, itakuangukia. Now you know men will carry 60, 80.
Yes.
For that guy to commit suicide, it got me thinking. If this one that was doing workout daily basis anajinyonga, what about mwenye akitoka kazi ni kazi kwa nyumba hana What would you advise? Because what happens when you alienate yourself from the society, from the community, from the friends, that is the time the devil knows how to capture your mind. And most of the time when people pass on out of suicide, mostly you hear people say he was okay.
You know,
tulikuwa hata na yeye jana na hakuwa, if you have heard
those people
stories.
who commit suicide, I think they are doing so to get a solution.
Indeed.
Yes.
How?
The solution is that solutions are usually with people. Like if you want money, it is with people.
Yeah.
Like if you want things, it is with people. And therefore what happens is that if they do not find it with people, they think when they die, they are punishing those people
that did not
because
provide
they
solution.
did not help them. So they are punishing other people who did not provide solutions for them.
But you are dying and you're not coming back.
No, they do not see whether we were punished. They do not see like they are suffering themselves. They say, I won't suffer.
Okay.
So whoever is suffering is the person who never helped me. Because they are the ones to mourn. Because I have told them to have pity on me, to lend me money. They never. So why can't I punish them by buying a coffin?
So you were thinking that men will commit suicide to punish other people?
Yes. I won't pay fees for them.
I will not be anywhere to be found.
I will not provide for them when I die. I will punish them.
So do you think maybe women or people around them have not paid enough attention? So
I think the solution to this idea is just mental health. You give some people ventilation. Just ventilation. When they come to you, you listen to them. Even if you have no solution,
just listen.
Depression actually can be treatable through hope and through listening. It's a good therapy.
Yeah,
a very good therapy.
That is true.
Yeah. You know, when we talk with you like this, it is also therapeutic.
Very, very.
So, when somebody doesn't have a person to talk to, I think loneliness is the worst kind of pain a person gets. Why are people thrown in prison?
That is the punishment of
to be isolated from the society. Loneliness.
But when you talk of loneliness, Bishop, do you know how many people right now are in marriages and they are lonely? Do you know?
It is the worst pain.
I know.
It is the worst pain. And that is why people should be listened. You know, the problem with men is that they won't go to the pastor. I am a pastor. I'll tell you the truth.
No,
90% of those people who come to see me during women. The office day is the woman.
We won't come to you because we want you to respect us as a man. Now when I come sharing with you my problem, you might stop looking at me the same way because you are like, you're not even able to handle your marital issues. And I had hope for you as a leader.
And even when you come to me as a man, I will start rebuking you. I won't
You're not responsible.
You are now
supposed to man up.
Yes. Man up.
A man, but again, growing up, a man is not given room to be vulnerable.
Yes, they are not.
You are told you're supposed to be a man. Boys should not cry.
Yes, you should not cry. So, and that one has caused us not to ventilate those problems.
So please briefly tell us, how do you read the signs of someone that is on his way to depression?
Number one.
Could be a mother, we have mothers that are losing sons. We have wives that have been left as widows. We have children that have been left fatherless because of suicide cases. Depression has become something that our men that has carried good number of men. The churches are losing leaders.
Number one is when you become forgetful.
Yeah.
If you realize you are forgetting a lot of things, even small things. I kept a cup there, cannot remember where the cup is, or you are looking for the phone when you are holding it. It is one sign that you could be suffering
from depression.
Yes, some stress.
Yeah.
But also, this idea of withdrawing.
Yeah.
If you realize that you're withdrawing from other people, then you realize those ones are not very good signs. You see your child is always staying alone, and they had some friends.
Yeah.
So it automatically tells you that there is a problem.
So inactiveness in boys, in teenage boys, in children, it can also be a girl.
It can also be
it's an alarm.
It's an alarm.
Okay.
So, but also you realize some people may begin having some change in behavior.
Yeah.
You realize some changes in behavior, like somebody decides to engage themselves in drugs. So if you realize somebody started drinking, he was just a good man, he was coming home early, he was very responsible in paying the school fees, but all of a sudden you realize the man has decided not to pay school fees this time. He has come home drunk one time. You ask him, he tells you it's a mistake. He won't repeat it again, but he repeats it again. You realize that person, there could be something that is bothering him. And therefore you are supposed to take care of that. Then you also, we are now in social media. People are expressing their feelings through social media. Status.
WhatsApp status.
So
we will cross roads today, and in the evening when you look at my status, it might not be directly, but you can read between the lines. There is a suggestion.
There is a suggestion, and even those posts in Facebook. You see a line that is talking something that tells you this person could be depressed. So those are some of the things that you can look into. And once you check those things, it will definitely tell you the person something is wrong about the person.
So once we realize something is wrong, I can see the producer is telling us time is up, but he will allow us a little bit So once we realize this is what is happening, what are the steps? What are we supposed to do?
Yeah, the best thing, we say that a problem shared is a problem half solved.
Okay.
And therefore, the first thing that you realize there is a problem, try to, if you have the same, if you are the person having the problem,
Yeah.
the best way is to try to get somebody you can trust and
Talk.
share with that particular person.
Talking.
If it is another person, try to reach out and cause that person to talk. Because the moment they talk it out and they open up, then that begins the the therapy.
Yeah, yeah.
And therefore, I believe talking out is something that is good.
So you're telling us that mothers, it's time to pay attention to your children.
Correct.
Wives, pay attention to your husbands.
Correct.
The same case with husbands, pay attention to your wives.
Vice versa is true.
And also when it comes to friendship, I thank God because we are, as an employer, I'm sure you can bear me witness, we are championing for mental health very much in workplaces.
That
Nowadays we have room for people to, if you feel you're not okay, like where I work, we usually tell employees, anytime you are not okay, just come to us. Because again, people, it's also the question of are you okay, it's a question that has how many, 5 I think letters, but it's a word that means a lot. I found myself calling people in Facebook, people I don't know, even going to their message and asking, are you okay? Do you want to talk? Because I can tell you for sure, we no longer care about one another.
We don't.
Bishop.
The society is actually carefree society.
We are so busy also judging people. I think we have also taken the role of God in our lives to judge people why they are going through one, two, three things, instead of us listening to hear.
I have seen one person who committed suicide, a man.
Yeah.
And he had posted. He committed suicide in, I think, in November.
Yeah.
He had posted from September a series of things.
But
who
nobody.
are not noticing.
Wow.
Who are thinking that this is no
normal. How?
So you can imagine.
Yeah.
If we could have given, he was looking for an opportunity to vent out.
Call it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But nobody was noticing that.
Attention.
So I think, as you are saying, the society requires also to be a little bit concerned about that mental health.
So for the churches, what do you advise? Because I think we need to create an environment, and maybe to groups that we can feel we can talk to someone. If we are doing it in workplaces, I want to believe also in our families we need to create conducive environment, like in a way that we can be able to pour ourselves out without the fear of rejection and being judged.
Yeah, the church has been in the front line of judging individuals.
Oh yeah.
Especially when they are seen to have gone like outside the norms.
Exactly. The expectation that a person is supposed to follow this channel.
Yes.
We have a certain expectation of righteousness and keeping up with the laws.
So I think what we should do as a church is that we should get to a point whereby we have smaller groups.
Yeah, exactly.
And those smaller groups can be sharing within themselves.
Yeah.
Like if they are teachers, you can group teachers together. If they are businessmen, they can be together. So that if there is a problem, there is a loan that is affecting one business person, they can learn from the other person. Yeah. Even in schools, we have what we call peer learning. Yes. And therefore, I think that one is something that can be done in church.
Yeah.
But also, I believe in church, it is a high time that we also engage in capacity building of such matters that are a little bit pertinent regarding stress and everything else. Yeah. So we need to talk about those issues, not just sermon and receive your miracle
and go home.
No. it is not about that. Okay. Then also in church we need to give hope. We need not to condemn. Yeah. Woman, is there anybody that has condemned you? If there is none, I will also not condemn you. Sure. That is how it should be in church. Sure. Yes. Sure. Yeah.
Wow. We appreciate. We are hoping that our viewers, all of us, we are going to join hands together and talk about depression with men, with women, with our children, because our children also, Bishop, you can bear with me witness, everything we think that is happening within our marital lives, and we tend to think it's my right as a wife to be separated, it's my husband to walk away and have another family, is greatly affecting our children. But we don't care. We are so much selfish, figuring out it's about me, it's my happiness. And some others will choose to stay even in abusive relationship for the sake of the children. We don't really, I think we'll also handle the topic of the sanity of our children, their mental well-being, because the way we nurture them, the way we bring them up will depend with what kind of generation we are ushering to the world. Are they children that know what love is? Are they children that really understands what it is to be able to understand yourself as a person? So there's so much we can cover when it comes to depression and the effect that it has in our society. We are hoping that with this, whatever we are able to build together, you and I, it's our responsibility to create a conducive environment so that whoever is around you, maybe is depressed, be it it's your brother, be it it's your husband, be it it's even your nephews, it's time to pay attention and do something. Bishop has shared with us the signs, how you can know when someone is depressed, and what you can do when you realize that someone is going through a series of maybe stress before it gets to depression. We can come together. So we appreciate so much for agreeing to join us. We thank you so much for agreeing to be part of this family. Bishop, we are so much grateful for agreeing to come. I'm sure we'll be able to address more issues that pertains a men's world, and to be able to help us as women to understand our role in men's life.
Correct.
Help us to understand our role and the duty and the support that we're supposed to give, be it our brothers, our husbands, and the father of our children. So we don't take it for granted. We appreciate. We are so much humbled. Having you on board is quite an opportunity for us. So to our viewers, thank you so much for being on board. We appreciate you so much. We are so much honored. This is a journey that is starting, and we cannot do it without you. So please don't fail to share this video, to subscribe. Maybe someone somewhere needs just to hear one of our episodes, and maybe you can save a life. You never know. You might share a video to a group. You are free to share it maybe to someone that is even going through the series of depression as we talked about, and the many causes of depression. Maybe you being part of this can become a channel in which a life can be saved and another one can get hope. Don't forget to visit Canaan Resort. They have amazing facilities. Wherever we are right now, it's an environment that we cannot even be able to explain how it is, because it's very cool and it is very nice for many things that you can wish to do. You can visit them. They are in Mudatari as you go to Embu County, Mudatari, as you go on your way to Kiritiri. God bless you. Thank you so much for being on board, and we wish you all the best.